Welcome to the Middle-Aged Hack channel. I am Stuart. I am a middle-aged hack, just a child of the 80s, trying to make his way through the 20s, just like all of us. Are you ready to take the journey with me? Well, if you've watched a few of my other videos, you know that I enjoy retro gaming. I kind of miss those days that you could go down with a roll full of quarters to the arcade and really kind of immerse yourself in a whole new world. Go home and play Atari with your friends. Atari enabled me to build a whole social network. Because the cartridges were so expensive, you tended to reach out to other people who had Ataris, and you would build this network so you could swap them back and forth, and that way everybody had a lot of games to play. The Atari 2600 holds just a special warm place in my heart, and I enjoy playing those games even though they look hopelessly outdated today. And you can do that with a bunch of different consoles. You can buy something from Atari itself called the 2600 Plus that will actually play real Atari cartridges. There are a bunch of different things that will do emulation for Atari, that will do it right on your television. And the way that I do it is by using a computer that I've specifically repurposed to do retro gaming. It's a great experience, but it was missing one thing, and that's the classic Atari joystick. I was pretty surprised to find that you couldn't just buy a USB version of a classic Atari joystick anywhere. It made me wonder, why not? And the answer is, most people younger than me think that the Atari joystick is one of the worst designed joysticks ever. It's not ergonomic. It just isn't comfortable to use. It's not precise. I get it, but I like it, and I wanted one. I wanted one so much that I noticed that when Atari came out with a new product, courtesy of Retro Games, called the 400 Mini, I wasn't super interested in the 400 Mini. I was interested in the joystick it came with, which was a new version of the old Atari CX40 joystick. It was, measurement for measurement, exactly the same, except for it had additional buttons, it had directionals built into it, it was super cool, and immediately you couldn't get it. Retro Games said it was available on Amazon, and it's not. It's currently unavailable. I think now at this point you can actually buy it at Atari.com, and I think it's about $30, which is still, $30. In the meantime, I found another alternative, something I wanted to like just as much. This is the Hyperkin Trooper 2. It's not new. It's been out for about a year, but they take your basic Atari joystick and they've improved it in a couple of different ways. First of all, they've sanded off the shoulders here so it's more comfortable to hold. They've added a second fire button so that you can control it left-handed or right-handed. They've put shoulder buttons here, they've put a start and select button here, and more importantly, it's got a 10-foot USB cable. The Hyperkin Trooper 2 is natively supported by Windows as a regular joystick. If you're using Batocera Linux, like I am, it's actually recognized and everything is just mapped for you. It's perfectly. It plug and play. I loved it. Now you can see I'm able to play my classic Atari games. I'm able to play them with a classic Atari joystick. But the real question is, did it really take me back? If you read other reviews of this joystick online, they will tell you, oh, the feel isn't exactly the same as the CX40 or whatever. And maybe that's true for other people. What you will see is that there's a lot more play in the joystick than you would find in a brand new CX40. But on the other hand, it really feels like the way that my Atari joysticks felt after beating them up for about 2-3 years. There's quite a bit of play here, and it just feels right to me. And that's the bottom line. As a retro gamer, I want something that takes me back. I do still like the design of the original CX40, and I wish I'd been able to get that CX stick because it looks like the CX40, and they say it feels even more like the CX40, but I've got this now. I wish that they hadn't really put the silk screening on it to make it look less like an Atari joystick, but I get it. They're trying to emphasize that it's, something special that they sell. And so if I really got interested in it, I could probably either try to take, if that's a decal, I could take it off, which it probably is, with, hair dryer and a little bit of time, or some isopropyl alcohol sometimes does it. I'm not going to bother. I've learned to live with it. It still does the job. It takes me back to those days when I really enjoyed gaming and really enjoyed life. If you're interested in the Hyperkin Trooper 2, I want to tell you, this is not a sponsored review. I paid my own money for this thing, and I went out and found it myself. The best price that I could find when I was looking was from flashbackltd.com. Their price beat Amazon quite a bit. The shipping took a little bit longer, but I really liked the customer service, and it's a small website. I love supporting small businesses, and I urge you to take a look at least at flashbackltd.com, where you can get this Hyperkin Trooper 2 and a bunch of other stuff. That's about it for today. I'm going to go back to retro gaming. Meanwhile, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you can, because liking and subscribing helps me build this channel. It helps Google recommend this video to other people who wouldn't otherwise see it, and it will eventually let me monetize this video, which is kind of what the goal is.